I'm not gonna kill this movie. I'm just gonna hurt it. Really, really bad. Suicide Squad is directed by David Ayer, who is also the guy who directed Fury. And Fury is that tank movie that was a excellent movie, depending on who you are. If you didn't really find that all that impressive, that's okay. But I really love that movie, and I expected that same kind of treatment from Fury to Suicide Squad from David Ayer. And I mean, even the trailer made it look like this movie's going to be dark and complex and, if not entertaining. And was it? Well, it was entertaining, to say the least. Yeah. And let's also point out the fact that the trailer for Suicide Squad
Is this the real life?
Was gold.
Is this just fantasy?
I better not play any more of that, because then I'll just want to play the rest of that on this, and I'm going to get sued for copyright infringement galore. So, let's move on.
Caught in a landslide.
Damn it to hell, I'm not stopping.
No escape from reality.
Okay, I'm done, I promise. I made my beats, I am gonna tell my opinion. Let's get into this. So from there on in the trailers, we heard about the reshoots. We were waiting for this film, then we hear about that, and we go, oh, was there something wrong with the film? I hope not, because we were really hoping for it. It would look really good, and I hope that they don't get rid of the things that we really liked in that trailer, because that trailer was awesome, and because, oh my god, reshoots are never a good thing. And it just kind of begged the question, is it going to be better than BVS because we know it's going to fly in the same vein? And maybe that's not even the question here. Why is this franchise veering off into a different direction when it started off with hope?
You just have to decide what kind of man you want to grow up to be, Clark.
Then to a misunderstanding.
I understand.
Now it's, hey, this is an illogical move to the last thing that happened with us. So, kind of sounds like real life, right? I actually have to say and point out, I am surprised that this series is really tonally inconsistent. It goes from this,
Whoever that man is, he's going to change the world.
to this.
I've known a few women like you.
Oh, I don't think you've ever known a woman like me.
To this.
This is the deal. You're going somewhere very bad.
Whoa!
To do something that'll get you killed.
Let's go save the world.
I can't wait to show you my toys.
How do you go from hope, misunderstanding to worst heroes ever? This movie is a response to the things before it, and if you boil it down to anything, it's an allegory to a big event and response to that big event, and it's an illogical one. Woo! Here comes the fire! I love this job, I love it! After the events of BVS, spoilers by the way, when Superman dies, everyone is sent mourning over the sudden demise, and when Amanda Waller decides to assemble a team to take place of what Superman used to stand for, well, you can see where this gets amazingly convoluted.
I want to assemble a task force of the most dangerous people on the planet.
They're bad guys. Worst of the worst.
She wants to assemble a team of people that are convicted of crimes that go as high as murder, theft, and arson. A wonderful batch of characters, right? Well, actually, to answer that rhetorical question, yes and no. Despite this team of characters being the worst idea to be a part of an end-of-the-world scenario, a lot of them have key aspects to them that make them relatable or just followable. Now, the critical consensus has already been past said done, and a lot of people already hate the film. Again, I reside different to the critical consensus. I walked out loving Man of Steel, found BVS likable enough than most, but here I liked this movie too, but understand this. Just because I found a movie flawed, just like you, doesn't stop me from appreciating what it tries to do. I rather enjoyed this all-star cast doing crazy stupid things that had to go up against this baddie starting the end of the world type stuff. Will Smith is definitely good in this film despite the numerous moments of repetitive dialogue.
We're the bad guys.
Margot Robbie kills it as Harley Quinn.
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
And hell, if given enough screen time and more to do, I think Jared Leto would have been better in this film.
I can't wait to show you my toys.
But to me, he was just okay. He didn't do anything for me. I'm sorry. I'm not comparing him or contrasting him. I'm just saying in this film, he did not do anything for me. And my favorite tidbit in this movie was the bar scene. It carries a lot of emotional weight, great dialogue, and character development. This series is kind of lacking, so it was very welcome. So it gives you just enough to root for these guys, even if it's slightly in vain. And even worse yet, the extended edition of Suicide Squad actually features the entire bar scene. The theatrical version cut it down. I was feeling like I was missing something. I knew I wasn't crazy. Now, the story starts off fine at first, but it does suffer from trying to introduce the characters all at once as a montage with Amanda Waller just kind of voiceover narrating everything. And she's just speaking to high-ranking officials, and then we get flashbacks of what they were doing before she obtained them and wants to use them. So, all in all, this movie does start off forgivably messy, but once the plot kicks in, things get kind of fun, and you get to see things where they're going and where they really wanted to be. And just to me, I felt like this team should have gone up against something a little smaller than just the end of the world scenario. Quite a bit of the characters are underutilized, like Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang, Katana, and even El Diablo. Hell, I'll even include the Joker because he's only in this film for 10 minutes. That's counting flashbacks and current situations. The film does reach kind of a guilty pleasure status for me, and that's okay, but you can hate this film for the most part, but I couldn't hate it because I was having too much fun. The soundtrack was surprisingly well done, the characters all pitched in where they needed to, and the villain was alright. And for that, I liked Suicide Squad and own it on Blu-ray. The finale, without spoiling much for those who are interested, the moment does kind of take a step back in quality as the team finally get a grounded fight against the big baddie, so it's a good choice, but it was just rather poorly shot to me, and I mean, I could imagine this was part of the extensive reshoots. Nevertheless, I didn't fall into the same mold as everyone else. Hating this movie, just couldn't do it. It's not terrible, but it has lesser issues than BVS, and it's a technical sequel to the wholly extended universe. If you all are interested, I have Man of Steel reviewed as well as BVS. Wonder Woman has already been reviewed, and they all can be found on my channel. Nonetheless, tomorrow I will be reviewing Justice League, and that should be exciting as I will give you my honest opinion on that one too. And that one is going to be in a different vein of from trailer to film, so look forward to that. What have you guys thought about Suicide Squad overall? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, please like and subscribe, and I'm going to get you more videos in the future.